I had promised to get a video out describing California craps where the casinos use 6 cards. Not always 6, sometimes it's 2 shoes and stuff like that, but the one down here at Harris and a couple other local ones here will use 6 cards, set of dice, not necessarily my little brass dice here, and they will correspond a roll to the cards. So what they do, they shuffle these up. Just so you know, this is really just a wooden workbench. I put the green on here because it was easier to see the dice versus the wood. Okay, so they'll just shuffle up the cards, whatever order, and then they'll lay them out in positions 1 through 6. Alright, let me just see if I can bring it out here a little bit so it's easier for the camera to make out. Alright, not perfect. And usually it'll be position 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So from the player's view, it's the opposite. We would normally count left to right. As a dealer standing behind the cards also counts left to right. So it's his 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're playing from the dealer's left to right. Very simply, you'll take the dice, you would roll the dice. Let me move these out. Came out as a 1-6, so they would push this card forward and this card forward. The first position and the 6th position. Again, first position, 6th position. That would give you a playable number of 5. So the game now would be using a 5. Once that's established, they put it back, they go back into position, you would roll again. Now we have a 2 and a 4, 2 comes forward, and the 4th card comes forward. Now we're looking at an 8. To get a pair, let's say if I was looking, I roll, and I end up with a, oops, where's my 4, and a 4. They'd go 1, 2, 3, 4, push that card forward, and you have 4, 4, which is in this case a hard 10. It's that simple. The rest of the game obviously is played the same. It's just that they take the cards to represent the dice roll, and again, they would just move them from that position, those positions. 2nd and the 4th position. That's all there is to California craps. You know, the only thing that might be difficult for the DIs, being the dice influencers, they have to kind of think as to, well, I'm looking for the position to hit my inside numbers. You know, you may have a 3-3 that may help you with your inside numbers. Well, those inside numbers may not really correspond correctly to the way the cards are showing out, so it makes it a little more tougher. If I were a DI, what I would be looking for, which is how I do play frequently, this is my nemesis when the 4 is back to as a neighbor right here. I try to avoid a 4. I'll bet the inside numbers and lay the 4. Okay, so I would be shooting to avoid a 5-6 position. So I wouldn't want, avoiding to a 1-2 position. So I really wouldn't want the dice to be coming up in this position here. Obviously like this. I don't want the dice to end up like that because that would be my 4. But that's all I focus on. And when I do, I'll usually set the dice so I'll have, and if this was the configuration I was avoiding, I'd take, in this case the ace, I'd put it out here. And the 2, I wouldn't put it in the same axis, I would drop the axis out this way. Hopefully if my dice stay on axis, I will never end up with a 1-2 position. That's the theory behind it. Obviously, it is craps, and it is somewhat random. Even once it hits the alligator wall, you don't know what's going to happen. So if you can get a nice light touch, hopefully you're going to avoid that. Anyway, that's it. Just want to throw these out here. This is from one of my daughters. They had went out to Tombstone, Arizona, and there's an old casino there. Actually, I don't know if it's a casino, but there was an old table there. I'll throw a picture up at the end of this video of an old craps table from, I don't know if it's early 1900s or late 1800s, and this is one of the souvenirs. So it's kind of a neat little thing. They weigh quite a bit. I'd say this is probably a pound right here, but that was a neat little souvenir for them. Anyway, enjoy. I hope you guys now understand how the game of craps is played in California, or at least in most places. Some places it's really weird because what they'll do, let's put these aside for a second. and this is actually my first introduction when I first played in California. They have 2 shoes set aside, and they'll just pull out 2 cards, and that's what you would run. Of course, both decks are 1 through 6, so you can't end up with an 11, but that's how they would play it. Okay, they constantly just pull out shoes like, you know, every roll. This is how it would work. Dealers take some time to sort this side out, sort that side out, and then put it all back in the shoes and keep pulling like that. It's horrendous. There's no player interaction whatsoever in that game. So, not a fun game. I'm glad the casino that I play at no longer does it that way. So, enjoy. I hope this clarifies some of that. And I will send any other questions that you may have. Send them my way. I'll get them out, if possible, in a form of a video. If not, we'll send you an email back. All right? Enjoy.